Welcome to the 9mm Ammo Quest, where I'm looking for the best personal defense ammunition for a 3-inch barrel. This is, in particular, is a Sig P938, but this would be equally applicable to any other pistol with a 3-inch barrel. 9mm pistol, obviously. And my initial rounds here, I'm looking at the Hornady lineup. I've got Hornady Custom, Critical Defense, Critical Duty, and I've done the Critical Duty and Critical Defense in other videos, so today we're focusing on Hornady Custom. What's the difference? Primarily, things that we'll notice is that Critical Duty and Critical Defense have a polymer tip in their hollow point cavity to help them avoid clogging up during heavy denim or clothing penetration. Whereas the Hornady Custom is a conventional hollow point, doesn't have that in there. This is based on the XTP bullet, whereas these are what they call the FTX for a flex tip. The Custom's also a lot heavier. This is a 147 grain versus the 135 of Critical Duty and the 115 of Critical Defense. So we have a lot heavier bullet, but we don't have the flex tip. How's it going to perform? I don't know. That's what we're here to find out. That's why I've got the gel block. So let's get to it. The gel block results for the Hornady Custom are in, and they're pretty good. Certainly not the tremendous overpenetration like we saw with Critical Duty, but there is still some overpenetration. One of the rounds went 18 3/4 inches. Now the shortest is 16 inches. Then we had one at 17, one at 17 1/4, one at 17 3/4, and then the furthest one was 18 3/4. So you got 4 pretty decently performing rounds and one that went too far. The Hornady Customs expanded pretty well. Small, there's mild expansion, but pretty much uniform. I wish they had expanded a little bigger. They penetrated on the high side of the penetration. In fact, one of them, this one here, exceeded acceptable penetration by going 18 3/4 inches. So we had one that went too far. So overall, penetration is on the high side. I wish they would have used some of that energy for expansion instead of penetration so that we could have had a good solid, 13, 14, 15-inch bullet with a bigger diameter. Okay, wrap up on Hornady Custom, the 147 grain version. It did pretty well, but it overpenetrated, and for that reason alone, I'm just going to rule it out because there are too many other good rounds. I've already pre-tested a number of new rounds, so you'll see in my upcoming videos, there's no reason to continue on with a round that failed one of the tests when I've got other rounds that did much better. So, Hornady overall, if you've got a short barrel 3-inch, no question, Critical Defense is the best performer of these three. If you had a longer barrel, you get some more velocity and some more expansion, the longer the barrel, the more viable these become. I think at a 4-inch barrel, Custom would probably be a great round. I think at a 5-inch barrel, Critical Duty would probably be a great round. But specifically, I'm testing for a 3-inch barrel, and in my testing, hands down, Critical Defense was the best of this bunch. However, stay tuned and keep watching because I've got other rounds coming up that, well, I'll give you a spoiler. Critical Defense is no longer my carry ammo based on some of the testing that I've done on some of the other rounds. So we still have a long way to go with the Ammo Quest. Hit subscribe, keep watching, and you'll be notified when new videos are posted.